too soon. That's a nice big mug as well. All right, we've got to move on. So this is the Immersion hand blender. When I saw the price at $15 off, I thought, okay, well, it's just gonna be one of those little, like, you know, kind of a little immersion hand. Look at this. This is such a professional tool. This is to make the fluffiest eggs, the perfect pancakes, your smooth and creamy soups without ever having to decant that soup into another bowl or a blender where the lid flies off. This is your professional immersion blender, but it's not just that. You're also getting the whisk tool that goes on, the attachment. So instead of whisking and whisking and whisking to try to whisk the air into whatever you're trying to make fluffy, eggs or pancakes or smoothies, this is going to do it automatically for you. We've got two choices, the red or the black. They're $14.98 to get home, and you're saving $15 today. The red is the most limited. It's always the most popular in Curtis's line. So, Chef, this is, I feel like, one of the professional tools that a lot of home chefs are missing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this will replace your stand mixer, by the way. Watch how easy it is. It comes in 2 pieces, well, 3 pieces, because you said you get the whisk attachment. You click it in, and you are off to the races. It is that fast and simple. Now, we've put oil and vinegar into a jar. Then I throw in some raspberries. But you can do this with balsamic vinegar, sherry vinegar, you name it. Then you go ahead and you hit the top button, right? That's the button that sort of starts that blending for you. Don't forget, you can go from 1 all the way up to 5. Now, we've put a second button in here, and that's a turbo button, which is just basically ridiculously strong. I mean, so strong, watch this. I can literally lift that jar off the ground. Can you believe it? That's how powerful the Immersion blender actually is. So you'll be making dressings in seconds. So this is a raspberry dressing. Another thing that I love is it doesn't drip all over the place. And of course you can put this bottom piece, because it comes off, you throw that straight into the dishwasher and then you keep going. So I'm gonna switch my head now, same body. So this could be the whisk attachment. I'm gonna make baby food. I never thought all those years in Michelin-starred restaurants would end up in me making baby food. But guess what? It does. Oh, I pulled myself out. I need that plug back in. Thanks, Fernando. So here's the deal. Baby food, when you buy it from a store, looks like this, right? Brown and miserable, okay? When you make it yourself, and this goes for any kind of purees, by the way, not just for babies, for us humans too. We're constantly making fruit purees and vegetable purees in the restaurants because they're just a delicious way to serve. And then let me just take that out for you and show you the difference in color. Which one would you rather? Now you start thinking of all the possibilities. Imagine all the different soups that you'll be making when you get this home. If I switch it out for my whisk attachment, which you see I've got on right now, and that is, like you saw, it's just so simple. You'll be making all sorts of batters, cakes, cookies. You'll be doing all sorts of delicious batters. Now, I'm just whisking a little cream because, again, when it comes to just ease of use, you don't want to have to get your stand mixer out every time you need to do something in the kitchen. This is just so much simpler. And you mentioned before, you know, immersion blenders have been around for a long time, but the Blitz stick is brand new. So find me another immersion blender that can do that in literally 10 seconds. You know, I mean, it is just so fast.
Oh my goodness. And there is nothing like fresh, homemade whipped cream. Maybe you're trying to cut down on dairy. You could do that with coconut milk. You could do it with oat milk or cashew milk. I'm loving it. I was looking through some of the recipes. You've got blueberry pancakes. You've got, of course, you've got your dressings that you can make. And now you know what's inside everything. By the way, these are made of stainless steel, but they're safe to use inside any of your DuraPans, really, or any other nonstick, because the blade is up here. So when you rest an immersion blender down on a surface, it pulls in all of the ingredients that it needs to blend and whip. And because this is 250 watts and you've got that turbo button, this is going to really mix and blend and make everything so creamy. Same with that incredible whisk attachment. Now, if you are thinking about measuring, we've got very limited amount of the silicone measuring cups. Those are right there, really easy to use. And then of course, they're nice and squishy so you can pour them. If you ever have a hard time pouring or storing, they store really easily. This is a great little prep center as well. We're talking about sort of making you more efficient in your kitchen and helping you have that professional chef experience at home. You always see the little prep, what's it called? Mise en place, is that what it's called?
That's right. It means
Okay.
everything in its place. And when you have your mise en place done, life feels a whole lot better. Now, look, I've made a little puree here. This is out of nectarines and peaches. Of course, it could be out of strawberries and berries. But, you know, you'll be able to just puree your own fruit. I've got peaches growing in my backyard right now. And then, look, that whipped cream that we just went ahead and whipped. I mean, wouldn't you like to be serving that for breakfast this morning? I know it's a Monday, but we're not going into the office, so we're allowed to have pancakes on a Monday these days. Here's the deal. I threw cream and some chocolate buttons into this pan. Let me go ahead. I've got the whisk attachment on. I'll turn this down to 1, and watch what I can do. I can quickly make a chocolate ganache, right? So you might want to just pulse it, and of course you've got that power. If you want to put it in on a low setting, like I have right here, you can see that's on 1. If I want to turn that up, I just move that around, right? And in the time it takes me to show you that, I've finished. I've made my, and that's the whisk attachment. I've made my my chocolate ganache. So here I've got my chocolate cake. By the way, if you're looking at this trivet, this is also available for you guys. I'm using it as a rack right now, but it can go up to 500 degrees. And I've put that over one of my Durabake sheet pans. We do have those in a set of 2. I mean, look at that. Imagine getting that beautiful mirrored finish on your cakes, and you're able to just have so many options opened up to you. Same deal here. I've got a tomato soup, right? So tomato soup, sometimes it feels like you've got to do a giant stock pot of it, but the truth is you don't. I've got a little jug pan here. I throw this together really quickly for my kids on a regular basis. Again, on a low setting, I've got this down at 1, but you know, and sometimes you will use the low setting, but isn't it nice to know that you've got that turbo button that will literally just lift something off? It's like having a fast car. You never drive at 200 miles an hour, but it's nice to know that it can go fast, isn't it? I'm gonna take that out, and then here's my delicious tomato soup. And by the way, if I kept that going, you can leave it chunky like I have on a small setting, on a low setting, or you can turn it up to turbo and go super fast with it. So a little bit of Parmesan cheese, some fresh basil. Oh, this is one of the things that I've been craving. Now, I've got some iced coffee, all right? So we've put in some iced coffee here. I'm gonna add a little bit of maple syrup and a little bit of cream. Now, of course, you're in charge. You do it however you want. You can use some milk, you can use some brown sugar, but I'm gonna pour just a little bit of that maple syrup in, and then just a touch of cream, like that, and watch what happens. Now, this is full of ice, so listen to this. See that? That was turbo, right? You don't need the turbo, so we'll turn it down to 1. You start with it down the bottom, but just to show you the power, the turbo will just blast it. And then, again, look. See how I can lift that off the ground? So you know the suction, the power. We have filled this with power, you guys, that much power. And I do that on purpose just to show you that you've got the power when you need it. Okay, come over here and let's have a look at the beautiful smoothie. I've got mint, I've got grapes, and I've got spinach. And again, I'm gonna go on in here. Now, I'll be a bit calmer. I'll start it on 1. You just go down, you work your way down to the bottom there. You can pulse away, and in seconds, you've got this incredible green juice that our doctors are telling us to have every morning, aren't they? So now you're able to start your day with the most delicious, simple, wonderful brekkie. Even whisking egg whites. Let me show you how fast this is. And I know we're running out of time, but watch this. Talk about using the whisk and watching how fast it is. And Dave, if you pull up just a little bit and show everyone how simple that is for me. You know, so I'm using that turbo button there. If you wanted to, you could use that top button, which is your variable speed button. So you're in charge of all of that sort of stuff. But let's have a look at how quick and simple you can make soufflés. You can whisk those eggs to put into your pancakes. By the way, whisking egg whites and folding that through a pancake batter, that's what makes them fluffy as a cloud. So you've got the secret and you're in charge.
And typically for a 250-watt immersion blender, you're welcome to shop around. They're usually $99 and up, anyplace else. This is Chef Curtis Stone's. We've sold almost 900 of these, so get yours while we've got it, and at that very special sale price. These definitely will not last, $44.95, and you can order on the phone. You can go to hsn.com. Don't go anywhere, though, because you're going to want to stick with us. We are live on Facebook, so giving a couple shout-outs. Hi to Vicky and Donna. Donna makes iced coffee with her immersion blender. Thanks for sharing that, Donna. Blair Love, Chef Curtis Stone, don't we all? Everyone is going to want to get this 11-piece set. If you have not seen this yet, it's a very special birthday price. It's $333. And hold on, before you say, oh no, I've got pots and pans.